Good morning, stylists from the back room. Here we go this week. It's going to be a fun one. We've got John already complaining first thing in the morning. Good morning, you complaining baby.
Can't even.
Good
I'm
morning,
sorry.
everybody else watching us. You know, we're
Sorry.
going to have fun this week.
Sorry, guys. And Eddie got me already earlier today, about 2 seconds ago, and as we headed into this. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? My first question for this week is Eddie.
It was I was doing fine until you started complaining. now I'm just
Let's set the record
I'm a
straight.
disappointed parent.
Let's.
I'm disappointed in you, son.
Oh my God. If you were my parent. Anyway, we needed. I was not complaining. I was mocking. Let's just be honest.
You need more hobbies. If that's what you're worried about, then you need better hobbies, son.
I need better friends too. Anyway, let's. I mean, onward and upward. We'll get back to that argument.
And that's what you get for asking me how I'm doing.
I want to know how your week was.
It was fine till you ruined it. Totally disappointed father I am right now.
My God.
It was fine till you woke up. I was doing fine till you came along.
All right. I work all day and I got to come home to you. So I've got some facts and some percentages for you. We've got some analysis that I know you love this stuff so much.
I really do.
And we're gonna start with the vegan cosmetic market. Now, what does that mean?
Okay.
The cosmetic market in this this report that I read from Modor Intelligence, the vegan cosmetic market covers not only skincare, hair care, and all things personal related in the vegan realm. Okay, the market size was valued at 6.8. Sorry, $16.8 billion last year.
Wow.
That is all. That is your underneath that umbrella is vegan, organic, and all of those components. Okay,
You can't even call it a trend anymore at this
It's
point.
not.
I mean, that's just a solid statistic.
It is.
This is a business model now. This is no longer a trend. This is no longer a fad. This is a thing.
Right. It is. It's beyond a thing. It is now a section of consumer of the consumer
And the
world.
consumer spending and you know want like
Exactly,
that's what they're looking for.
Okay. Now, what they've projected the market to be by 2030, are you ready?
Okay.
Is $29.2 billion.
Whoa.
Okay. That is not chump change. That is a real number. Both these numbers are real numbers. Really,
I'll tell you what, and I know not a lot of people are good with the math. You just need 1% of that business, and you are doing really, really good.
Well, and it's funny because you just went right into my next point. Is in 2024, that's this year, we're halfway through this year, the hair care market globally, we're talking globally here, is projected to be $91 billion.
That doesn't make any sense. Were you meaning to say that by 2030 it was going to be $29 trillion?
No. Okay, let me rephrase this because I skipped something. By the vegan consumer market that the numbers I gave you first off, that's just for the US alone. I didn't.
And now you're saying
My bad, guys.
globally.
I didn't specify.
Okay.
Global,
I'm like, how the hell do you go from 29 billion to 91 billion? Okay.
yeah, that's just for US.
Okay. So globally, we're going to be 91 billion. So the US is going to be within that 30 billion, that 29 billion number.
Right. I forgot. I omitted that.
That is huge. That is huge.
Here's here's something even better for you. We, as in the US, we're not even the number one consumer of vegan and
no, we're so far. We're the last ones to the party.
We're third.
Oh, we're third to the
We're third. So think about that. In 2024, the global hair care market is going to be $91 billion.
So then challenge accepted. Look, America consumes the most out of everybody. We never should be third to anyone. We should be the first in everything. Okay? We need to start consuming more. I'm going to start, you know what? Look, if Carmelina's ma is watching this, Mumsy dearest, if you are watching this, we're having broccoli next time I come over. Okay. I need to feed the machine and I need to feed the stats.
I want to watch you eat broccoli.
No, look, I'll tell you what. Here's something funny that she does to me all the time. Okay. I am always crying about, like I just want to eat my meat and potatoes. I don't want salad. I don't want healthy food, right? For dinner. So she always has salad for dinner. So she always puts one piece of lettuce on my plate and she goes, here's your salad. And I always ask her for dressing to drench it in dressing. And it's our little joke that we have with each other. So yeah, no, I need to, okay, two pieces of lettuce, for my salad for the foreseeable future. I got to feed the statistic.
So yeah. So
that is wild. I'll tell you what though, 1% of that business, you will increase your overall income. And like, let me put it in perspective for you. You know what? We should do a discussion about this one too, actually, sometime, and really break this down. When I say 1%, that doesn't just mean, oh, you're going to automatically be making $1 million. You got to subdivide that from, because you're talking about the United States, then you got to break it down to your state level, then to your city level, then to your specific township area. Like a lot of people don't realize how large the United States is and how much far down it gets subdivided into your local specific area with your own target, not audience, but your, target clientele in your area.
Right.
You can, so 1% of that for you specifically, who is watching this, could be an increase of a potential $50,000 to $100,000 market share availability. How much of that you can tap, it gets subdivided beyond that too. But realistically speaking, all of us, there is so much business out there. You readily have anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 worth of new income that you could be bringing in. Like that's right. What those numbers. That's the reason why we go over these statistics. That's why I love these statistics so much, because it just gives me a measurement. It gives me a temperature read to know how healthy the market is doing and what the environment of our clientele is at. So then when we're teaching our classes, and then when people are ultimately always ask, how much should I be charging? How much can I charge? What is the starting point of my prices? That's how we're developing these average prices, is based off of these statistics, you know? And as far as the clients watching, you should be so excited that the market share is this healthy, because that means everybody's winning all the way around. There's enough jobs out there now. There's enough work out there now. There's enough things going on out there now that if the ability to spend that much money on products is that much, that just naturally means the income of people should be that much more, to be able to afford to be buying that much stuff.
Right.
So all the way around, things are looking up. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Also, with that being said, this Modor Intelligence Group, they did a study, and what they found is a large section of the consumer group really has done a shift in what their hair products are. They want luxury products.
Luxury products. Okay.
Yeah. What it said is they did a large consumer shift in luxury hair care brands with an eye on ingredients. They're really paying attention to what the ingredients in the products are.
See that in classes every week. Somebody's always asking me about something, or even at the salon, clients are asking about that. Okay. I see that happening. Yeah, that's
Right.
cool. That's
Right.
cool.
And what they've done is show that the consumer preference for natural or organic shampoos and conditioners. So they're really paying attention if there are natural and organic ingredients, because they always know what is it, the first X amount of the ingredients listed are what the highest concentration is,
Oh
right?
yeah, like your first 7 ingredients are is the primary basis of the product, and
Right,
then everything else is supporting it.
right,
Yeah.
right. So with that being said, they're our clients, people are paying attention to what they're buying for their hair. And
Do you know what I learned?
What'd you learn?
When the first ingredient says aqua, water, that doesn't just mean it's like regular water. That's actually like a special kind of filtered water or something.
Is it really?
Yeah, like, oh, you know what? Make a note. We need to actually go into that a little bit deeper. You just reminded me of that. It's actually some kind of special purity of the water. So it's not just saying, it's not just trying to be fancy. Like I thought it was just marketing BS, but there's actually a thing to that.
They ran it through like what, a Brita filter or something?
Like a super duper Brita filter or something.
They
It's the
hook
osmosis. Yeah, I love
up to
them.
the refrigerator and they're just going with the water from the refrigerator.
3 times osmosis or something, you know.
There's some poor
No, but
guy with
make
a
a note.
Brita pitcher.
Let's do some research on that one.
I like that.
Let's
I
discuss
like
that
that. I
one
think that's great. I think it's just this is how it's going to go today, isn't it?
time. I got you.
So, I love a product that was put into my hands by our lovely friend Darren, and I've been really trying to feature it more in my smoothing systems, and that is the Bamboo Miracle by Care Therapy. There are the two products that he gave me. One is formaldehyde free, right? And one is, it has trace amounts of formaldehyde in it.
You're talking about the actual smoothing treatments themselves.
Yes, the actual smoothing treatments.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
So what the shift now is, we were covering this, I think it was back in March. No, the news broke. Okay, do you recall the news broke in February and then they were supposed to vote on it in April?
right,
And it
right,
was the FDA was looking to vote on potentially banning the use of formaldehyde in products.
right,
Well, unfortunately, nothing ever came of that. The FDA, the government, just as per usual, just drags their feet on everything.
right.
And that's a whole nother discussion topic for a whole nother day. What the nice thing about it, though, what came from that is the companies and the manufacturers proactively have shifted, and they are trying upon taking it upon themselves to do better. And one of the things that they're doing is, if a product is going to continue to have formaldehyde in it, they have discovered a way to lower that content and introduce vegan components into it to make that treatment healthier. And then, even alongside the substitute to formaldehyde, they figured out a way to also balance out the chemistry to have vegan components built into the formula alongside that as well too. So I think that's kind of what you're referring to, huh?
Yeah. Well, because we were on the vegan note, and it was on my mind, and since I have your undivided attention, and you're not doing the normal shenanigans you do on the phone, I figured I had to ask you about that. Now, but now here's the fun part. So last night I did the vegan the formaldehyde free smoothing on a client, and I only have a couple of the retail products because there's a whole collection. Is there? Am I wrong with this?
No, there, every how you say, like, every smoothing system is going to have some kind of a
Right,
support products. Yeah, sure.
right,
Yeah.
right,
And
right, right, right.
the
But
Bamboo
what?
Miracle got its own support system as well too.
Right, right. And I was trying to
I'm trying to
remember.
follow what you're asking. I don't
Yeah,
know what you're asking.
yeah. I was trying to remember exactly because I really need. She wanted to be set up, like she said. She goes, if I'm gonna do this, I want the products that help support it. And so run me through. I mean, what exactly? What should I have sent her home with?
Is she's trying to maintain the health? Is she trying to maintain the healthiness of her hair in the most optimal way?
Yes, yes. We smoothed it. We did. I did the smoothing treatment on her, and then and then she was like, all right, well, what do I need to take home with me? She's
Okay.
that she's that dream client. She's that dream client that we all love, is just load me up because I just want to make sure I take care of this. So I don't have you yelling at me later on that I didn't do anything right and it's not doing what it should do.
I mean, if it's the dream client, then I'm going to tell you this. There's there's 4 support products, but they're really, it's not just for treatments, just in general.
Right.
It's, my thing is this. Okay, to answer your question directly first, you got the shampoo, you got the Bamboo Miracle shampoo,
Right.
conditioner, you have a reconstructor, and you have an all-in-one leave-in.
Okay.
Those is just 4 products. All 4 of those products are going to help maintain the overall general health of the hair, the strength and the moisture in that hair, which automatically is going to help maintain the longevity of that service, of that smoothing treatment service that you just provided for her.
Right. Right.
I think it should be a staple for everybody, especially if somebody has thin, fine hair or thick, curly hair. And I know those are 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. And I know that generally speaking, somebody with thin, fine hair usually tends to go one way, and people with thick, curly hair, well, thick and or curly hair tend to go a different way, because thick hair is a whole nother category. Curly hair is a whole nother category. You can have people with thin curly hair. You can have people with thick curly hair. You can have people with straight thin and straight thick hair too. So, but I'm just saying overall, the Bamboo Miracle collection. Now you just got me talking about the Bamboo Miracle. The Bamboo Miracle collection overall is huge, because those 4 simple products, the properties of bamboo by itself is so heavily moisturizing. It's just naturally so heavily moisturizing. And then it just, actually, what you were talking about in the news, for it being like a vegan-based product, okay? It's gentle enough that even on somebody with thin, fine hair, it's not going to weigh it down or make it feel that heaviness of that buildup. It's going to be able to moisturize, strengthen, and maintain that thin, fine hair. Equally so, it is so moisturizing that even on thicker, coarser hair, it's going to be able to soften it up and still strengthen and condition that hair as well too. Now, how that translates to somebody with straight hair versus somebody with curly hair. On a straight hair, because now you're going to be moisturized, you're going to be healthy. Straight hair suffers a lot from static electricity. And that's what they get perceived as, the frizzies or the flyaways.
Right.
It's actually a lot of static. Those little antennas that are just always hanging around.
Right. Right.
That moisturizing property of the Bamboo Miracle is really going to just help load that in and lock it down. Now, in somebody with a curly hair, the problem with a lot of curly hair is friction. Those curls are constantly rubbing up against each other, and that's what that blows up and looks like a balloons. So the moisturizing property of the bamboo especially is going to help moisturize. I'm just repeating the same word over and over because it's really that simple. You're just moisturizing that hair. You're giving it what it wants, which then is balancing it out, and you don't have friction anymore. Those curls can actually spiral around each other in the way that they're supposed to. And now you have beautiful curly hair or wavy or whatever. But that texture, you can really show off that texture, and you don't have to worry about that hair blowing up into a fro. You can actually have nice wearable curls.
Okay.
I get excited. I just get way too excited about when I love the Bamboo Miracle. I really do. And I talk about Carmelina. I talk about my wife all the time. And my joke always is over and over and over. When they was passing out hair at the buffet, she got greedy and went multiple times. And I always make the joke, I got to tie a rope around me when I dive into her hair so I don't get lost in that jungle, because she's got a lot. You know her hair. Yeah. She's got a lot.
Yeah.
Ever since I put her on the Bamboo Miracle, those curls actually make sense now. They actually go in a particular way now. Like they're not just all over the place. She still has too much hair. Her hair still walks in the room before her little face does, but she has a small head, but she's all hair. Her whole head is just all hair. So yeah, moisture is key, and especially going into the summertime now. Now you got me on a tear. Going into the summertime now.
Yep.
Humidity, we're going to have a lot of humidity, and a lot of people's hair blows up in the summertime because their hair is so dry and thirsty. It's physically reaching out for the first sign of humidity, which is in the atmosphere around us. That's why everybody's hair blows up in the summertime. If you're constantly feeding, quenching that, I sound like a Gatorade commercial, quench the thirst, then you're fine. Then you don't have to, you could go out in July in 100 degrees and not worry about, your hair blowing up into high hell. It'll just stay focused. It'll stay styled in position the way that you want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah. There was that it was that young lady at the show.
Oh yeah. What was Hannah?
I think her name was Hannah that you gave.
I gave her the reconstructor actually.
Yeah.
She was, that was that young girl with the curly hairs, and her hairs was kind of like half frizzed, half froed. But you could see, to a trained eye, if you know what you're looking at, you could see the curl pattern trying to develop in there. You could really see that curl pattern trying to develop in there.
Right.
And as she was walking by, I saw her hair before I saw her, and I didn't realize how young she was. I didn't realize like she was a pretty girl and everything. I just saw the hair go by because, like it's a crowd. There's 100 people, every 3 seconds going. There's like 60,000 people that weekend, So all you see is just hair and heads bobbing along through the crowd.
Right.
So yeah, I saw her hair before I saw anything else. And yeah, after talking with her, I gave her the reconstructor to give it a try. If she can maintain the moisture levels in her hair, she'll actually get to enjoy her curls.
Yeah. Well, and she came back the next day with her hair actually done. And she was so happy. I mean, you were in the classroom. She's like, "Where's Eddie?" I'm like, "He's up in the classroom." And she was just so happy. And all her girlfriends are like, it was awesome. It was awesome. But yeah. And it's like, and really the hair is going to tell you what it needs.
It always does.
It always does. It always does. Now, with the band, and that's the reason why I'm asking this question is because with, like we talked about earlier, with the client now really wanting more of a less chemical backdrop to all their products, I just wanted to know exactly what is, should I really be bringing more of the bamboo, the rest of the bamboo line in or not for my shop? And you just answered that question for me.
I mean, you're only talking about 4 products. It's not like you're talking about 100 different types of things.
It's not 60 SKUs. Well, I get that.
It's shampoo and conditioner, very straightforward.
Right.
Everybody uses shampoo and conditioner.
Right.
You got an all-in-one leave-in. The reason behind that is I mean, you got to look at the numbers, look at the market that you like, the statistics you were just giving earlier. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the double digit billions of dollars, 10 to 20, moving up to, you were saying just shy of 20, 30 billion or 29 point something billion,
Yeah.
right? There is a need. Like, I look at those numbers and I say, dear God, what is happening that people need, want, or are desperately looking for those kind of products that much? Like, you're consuming that much, right? There are so many different kinds of leave-ins. There are so many different kinds of blowout conditioner sprays. The leave-in market is insane. There's one for strength. There's one for detangle. There's one for UV. There's one for this. There's one for that. There's one for that. And it's confusing. It's really, really, really confusing. At the end of the day, okay, here, I'm going to throw a question to you before I tell you what I'm about to tell you. To you, what is the true purpose of a leave-in conditioner? Like, in your opinion, what is the true purpose of a leave-in conditioner? Forget about all the stuff that's out there. Like,
I always look at a leave-in conditioner as first off, most of my a leave-in, for me, a leave-in, each one serves a different purpose. If it's a leave-in heat protectant that also has a conditioner in it,
okay.
if it's someone that actually desperately needs moisture, it's a daily. I use it as steroids for their conditioner that they use in the shower. It's another conditioner to put on the hair, to keep it hydrated, to keep it from doing this, right? Because
Okay.
it's not only curly hair does this. There is straight hair that is dry that does this.
Sure it does.
A leave-in serves a lot of different purposes, but mostly for me, in my head, it's always to keep the hair hydrated.
The common denominator in your response was that it is a conditioner.
Yeah.
That has added additional things into it depending on the situation
Sure.
and the scenario. Okay.
Right.
A leave-in conditioner is just that. It is a conditioner for the hair. When you go into the shower, you wet your hair down. You're supposed to leave shampoo in your hair for like 3 to 5 minutes. Nobody does that. They just kind of rub it on their scalp a little bit. They run it through the ends of their hair, the length of their hair a little bit. They immediately rinse it out.
As long as it makes big fun bubbles, because that's how I know
it's all in the suds, right?
That's how I know my hair's clean.
Right. Forget about the lather. It's all about the suds, right?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother segment, another day on that one we should go over. Maybe make another note on that one too.
I'm making a lot of notes today.
You're going to get me on a tear going on that one. So nobody leaves a shampoo in their hair for any extended period of time, which sucks. The purpose of a shampoo is to clarify the scalp, remove any free radicals and any buildup from the hair and the scalp as well too. Okay. Now, while it's doing that, it is also universally pulling away some of the natural oils and some of the good stuff that the body generates to keep the scalp lubricated and keep the hair shaft lubricated as well. So that is the purpose of the follow-up step, which is the conditioner in the shower. You're supposed to put conditioner in your hair, and you're supposed to equally leave that in your hair as well too for an extended period of time, sometimes 3 to 5 minutes, sometimes longer, depending on what kind of conditioner you're using, right?
Right.
Nobody does that either. They think they do that, but they don't.
Right.
So now the purpose of the leave-in is to additionally add in what was not put in enough in the shower, and then leave that conditioner in the hair over until the next time you wash your hair, so it can recondition that hair and reprotect it. That's the only purpose of a leave-in conditioner. Now, companies have gotten smart because consumers have been looking and desiring more things. Not only do they just need that additional conditioning, they need strengthening as well. They need moisturizing as well. They need taming and smoothing. They need UV. They need. So now your standard leave-in conditioner has become a hybrid, a cocktail of 20 other different things. And I'm not saying necessarily that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is if you go too heavy towards one direction, you start losing the initial purpose of what the product was supposed to be. You can't balance out a conditioner and a strengthener. You're going to be focusing more on strengthening, more on moisturizing, more on UV protection, more on whatever the thing is supposed to be.
Right.
So when you have an all-in-one, that's giving you the proper true balance of what a leave-in conditioner is supposed to be. That's what I particularly love about the all-in-one Bamboo Miracle leave-in conditioner. Just like the Bamboo Miracle Reconstructor, it is doing its sole purpose. It is trying to reconstruct that hair back into a better condition. So you use the shampoo, you use the conditioner, then you use the reconstructor. You get out the shower, you finalize everything with the leave-in conditioner. Your hair will be in the utmost best protected, strengthened condition that you've ever had, and it'll be silky smooth. And if you have silky smooth,
silky smooth hair,
right? Then you're going to be able to run a brush through it with no problem. And you're going to look like those commercials coming out the ocean with all your makeup and your beachy waves perfectly in place. And all you have to do is just do this and it falls right into place again. We've all seen the stupid commercials, but they sell, and that's what it is.
I get that.
And that's really what it comes down to more than anything else.
And speaking of selling, did I read? I got something in the mail. Is there a special coming with Bamboo?
HTB Beauty has a private group on Facebook for their customers.
Right.
For all of our customers, right?
Right.
So yeah, every month or every 2 months, we're always giving a special bonus or a special promotion to our HTB Beauty members. So, become an account, sign up to the private group, make sure you're taking advantage of whatever promotions are going on.
Okay.
If there's a promotion going on, I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah,
okay.
There's always a promotion going on for our members, especially our private group members.
Yeah.
We always have additional things going on for them as well.
That's
too.
Awesome.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
And because the Bamboo Miracle is such a fan favorite of my own personal use all the time, it's constant. I'm constantly doing something with the Bamboo Miracle. So
yeah.
I'm sure the answer is yes. Yeah, sure.
Eddie will personally come to your salon and stock the shelves.
You know what? I'll tell you this. You want to talk about stocking shelves and doing something. I'll tell you what. It's been very interesting because now that we're hitting into the summertime, a lot of people have more like the kids are out of school and out of activities. So they're not so busy with running, like Ubering the kids back and forth all over the place. So a lot of people have a lot of people are finding extra time in their books, and that's just making us busier in our education.
Right.
I've been doing a lot more virtual meetings, like these kind of online meetings. What would you call it? Like Zoom meetings, virtual meetings?
Right.
In addition to the hands-on and in addition to the in-person, I've been doing a lot more virtual meetings. I actually did a virtual meeting, kind of like how we are right now, with the salon, and we actually refaced you were talking about stocking shelves.
Right.
We actually refaced their retail area. It was hilarious.
That's awesome.
We had the camera pointed at their shelving, and I'm like, yeah, put that one next to that one. Ended up color coding it a little bit more, and doing some fun stuff with index cards. Like they call them shelf talkers.
Shelf talkers. Yeah, we've we actually you and I did a hair extension consultation via StreamYard a meeting, like a Zoom.
Yeah, we did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Using the tools that are given to us. So I have a question for you, since you asked me a question. Okay.
No.
And it's kind of it's something that I've always, you and I have been friends for a long time. When it comes to you learning new things, what is the best way that you learn things? What's your learning style?
I don't know.
I mean, because you are a wealth of knowledge. I mean, there's so much that's in that skull that I know there are frightening things in there, that I know, but as far as, I mean, there isn't many subjects, especially in our industry, that you can't speak, that you don't speak on. And I was just wondering, I mean, for me, I have to do to learn. You could show me something, until I put my hands on it and do it, it doesn't really cement into my head what my learning, that's my learning style. Very visual spatial.
I know. I research it, and then I do it and blow it up. And then I try to put it back together.
You do. Well, you love puzzles. You're the puzzle guy.
I am the puzzle guy.
I
do my research, and then I attempt to overdo what I just researched until it explodes, or until the hair breaks, or until something fails. And then I go back and research some more what my failure was.
Right.
And then I learn how far down I can tone it down. That's actually my learning style, is to deconstruct and then reconstruct. I never follow the directions to get the proper result the first time. I always overdo the directions to see what the breaking point is.
What are directions? I only read the directions.
You always hold me back. You always hold me back from doing something I want to do.
Look,
how many times have I called you and said, I'm about to do it this way, and you're like, why are you trying to nuke the hair so hard? And I'm like, because I can. Like, that's always my response to you, is because I can.
Look, I firmly believe manufacturers' directions exist for a reason.
It's a suggestion.
They've done all that stuff already. Why?
It's like a stop sign, John. It's just a suggestion.
Oh yeah, well, I forget. You believe the white rim stop signs are optional. I forget. I'm gonna ask you guys out there, what's your learning styles? How do you prefer to learn? Are you an in-person person? Do you like being, hands-on, or having someone show you, or are you more of a video person where you watch, like, a lot of YouTube videos, things like that? What are your preferences? We want to know, because you're also going to help us with, as we develop more of our more of the HTB beauty learning systems. We want to be able to cover everybody. So that's why I asked that question, because we're in the process of creating, and we want to know what's going to get you guys, how are we going to be able to present things to you to help make your job easier, and how you help you learn new things easier.
I'll tell you what's been a very interesting observation of mine. Now you really got me thinking about it. There has been this huge trend lately where people will watch the online education, and then they'll follow up by coming in for a hands-on. I've seen that trend lately, that's been pretty interesting. I think that's pretty cool. I think there is a good amount of people out there who are visual learners. And I think there are a good amount of people out there that are hands-on learners. I think what's also fascinating to me is, do you remember? Do you remember? You do remember this. When you and I, in our mentoring time, it was a very physical mentoring. Like, they would physically push us and beat us. We would get wrapped with how many times with the styling comb have you been wrapped? Across your knuckles.
A pin brush?
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. But like, yeah, those days, they're like, yeah, we don't do them so much, or I don't guess we don't do them at all these days. I don't know. But when I'm teaching classes, you actually have laughed at me a couple of times. When there is a stylist struggling in our class, I'll go over and I'll kind of like a drill sergeant. I'll kind of like shark attack them a little bit. and I'll kind of get on them to push them a little bit because I
Right.
want to.
Right.
Sometimes as a stylist, especially when you're learning something, the unknown is scary. And I say this all the time. You could be nervous, but you should never be scared of anything. So I'll come in and I'll just start getting in your head and I'll just start getting overbearing. And it does spaz people out. I've seen people start spazzing out and they start shutting down. And I'm kind of doing it on purpose because I want to push somebody over the edge.
Right.
It's okay, especially when we're working on a mannequin head. Like a lot of people, when they come in for the in-person training, they'll always be like, do I need to bring a live model? And I never say no. You want to bring a live model, bring it. I don't care. I personally prefer working on a mannequin head, especially for in-person training, for one reason only. On the mannequin head, you can try multiple different things and you can go way harder. On a live model, you're stuck within the confines of what that it's a live person. So we have to be respectful to that person and to that person's hair.
Mm-hmm.
So then you kind of get stuck just on that one type of hair in that one scenario. And then that's how you learned. You learned under that one condition. So then it's kind of harder to build that out universally to other people's types of hairs and personalities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
So that's my preference on the mannequin head. And then this way, when somebody gets nervous, like when a stylist in class gets nervous and I start pushing them, and I always make the joke, I'm like, look, she ain't going to say anything. And if she does, forget about it. I got a dumpster with her name on it out back. We'll take care of her. You'll never hear from her again. And the mannequin always has a name, like a Julie or a Kim or a Miss, whatever,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, Kim over here, she's gonna get it. Okay. And then like I look at the mannequin face to face. I'm like, I'm talking to you, see? I'm talking to you. And it's like, see, she's got nothing to say. I'm like, what are you worried about? And it's just a goofy little banter thing.
Right.
Always gets a chuckle, or most of the time just gets like an eye roll. But it calms the person down and then it empowers them to feel strong again, to like, all right, I was just in my head. Thank you for getting me out of my head. Now let's do this.
Right. Right.
And that's why I love doing the in-person ones. That's my observation of the in-persons lately is I'm having to push people a little bit harder. Like for a while, it wasn't a thing. Lately, it's been a thing where I'm having to push people a little bit harder because their personalities are a little softer. Or more gentle. I don't know what's the right way how to say it.
Don't use the term soft.
I don't know, whatever it is, but
docile,
right? And I guess just people aren't as aggressive as they used to be, which is a good thing and the bad thing, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, please. If I had a nickel, like I've always told you about the lady that trained me back when I was a young stylist, she wore high heels every day. And when I'd be working, she would come, and if I was doing it wrong, she would take that high heel and dig it into my foot. She actually kicked me in the shins a couple times because she was a little 5'0" Italian woman, right?
That's awesome.
But the woman could make hair walk and talk.
That's the beauty of it.
I saw her, the creations that she was doing, and I knew that, and how cool is it? And I always talk about our, the industry that we exist in, where people readily share knowledge. If someone wants to share knowledge with you, take it. Run like a thief in the night with it. Because I even, like we were talking about yesterday on Profitable Stylist, I even learned things from the young ones.
Yeah.
Because everybody has such a different view and a different take on things. But I'm going to ask again for you guys to put in the comments what your learning style is. How would you like to have a class or information presented to you? I talk with some of the young ones and they learn a bunch from TikTok. And I mean, I get frustrated because I want to get into the meats and potatoes. And how long is a TikTok video? 2 minutes max. And it'll end and I'll be like, wow, but that's me. That's my generation, and with that being said, please give us, we're looking for feedback, guys. We want you to let us know what you want to see. Now comes the favorite part of our Fridays, my favorite part that I love to banter with my friend here about, and it is, you ready? You want this?
What you got?
You sure? I don't know. You're being mean to me earlier, so I don't know.
I'm gonna continue being mean to you. It doesn't matter. That ain't gonna stop nothing.
Okay. This is your quote for the week. It's your true empowerment quote, and it comes from the Dalai Lama. One small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day.
Isn't that so true? Whatever your first thought is in the morning is usually the speed of the rest of the day.
I personally, I usually wake up pretty much angry at the world. I'm like the angry bear. I get up, like Aaron will tell you, I don't talk to you for the first 5 minutes you're awake. I'm stomping around, and then shortly thereafter, as I'm getting up, she looks at me and goes, a body should not be making those sounds. But I use this. I personally use this because then I have to change where my thought process goes. Because if I don't switch to something positive, as we well know, negativity is a lot easier than being positive. And it's easy to get sucked into that negative mindset. And I mean, how many times has you got crap going on? You're driving into the shop, and just that negativity, it just festers. And by the time you walk through the door, you just want to shave everybody's head and kick them out the door, right? But so yeah, one positive thought in the morning will change your whole day.
This is a weird. This is what I had to do because I don't sleep very much. So I'm constantly reading, especially in the middle of the night. I'll just constantly start reading. And I run out of things to, when you're up all night, you just constantly, you run out of stuff. So you just find other material to start consuming, right? I would read the news a lot in the middle of the night. And I'd always be keeping up on current events because it was just there's always something going on. So there was always something to read. The news is so negative. Like it just breeds and festers on negativity. That's just what keeps the news cycle going. It's just insane.
Right.
I stopped listening to the news media. Like I stopped reading the newspaper. Now I just kind of scan through the headlines a little bit. And if something catches my attention, then that's fine. But most of it is very clickbaity sounding. And then you go into the article and it is very clickbaity sounding, So I just kind of like scan through the headlines now. I don't read any news articles anymore as much. So that was a huge change that I did. I stopped watching like the 6 o'clock news. And so now, like, what's left to read? So I just start reading industry articles, or I start reading beauty news article, or I start reading, motivational stuff. And I start reading books and just like hobby books, that we talk about. That's fun, fantasy, nonfiction, or whatever it's called.
Right.
Just for fun more than anything else. And it really has changed my mindset. And especially at the salon, when somebody comes in, all right, you're not supposed to talk religion, you're not supposed to talk politics. When the client sits in your chair and they start going at it, and you got to try to put the kibosh on that really quick, some clients are they've bought in pretty deep, man.
Right.
My thing now is to roll with it. Do you want to talk to me about the flat earth? Let's go. I got questions. You want to talk to me about the Bible? Let's go. I have questions. You want to talk to me about whatever, a liberal, conservative, this, that? Let's go. I have questions. And the questions I ask are so absurd that it's satire. Like I'm purposely doing satire. And for the first few minutes, I string them along because they don't realize, like, because they're so invested in their thing that they
Right.
don't realize I'm just goofing off so hard,
Right.
and they're trying to justify it, And then by the first minute or two, then they start realizing I'm goofing off, and they're like, man, you know what? You're always smiling, like you're always how are you just always goofing off all the time? I'm like, because what Carmelina's grandmother gives me this advice. Look, I'm really talking about Carmelina's family today. Carmelina's grandmother gives me this advice, and I think it's hilarious. In her little Italian accent, she doesn't speak English so good. You want to laugh or you want to cry? Which one you want to do? I don't know. She goes, it's so cute. It's so cute, but it's so true. You want to laugh or you want to cry? Those are your two choices in life. What do you want to do?
Right.
You really want to be crying is an emotional thing of depression. That's what crying is. You're releasing, your body physically has manifested so much negativity that it is expelling that energy away. And and you're just basically recycling. You're crying it out.
Right.
Okay. Laughter is also a very strong emotional thing. Your body has collected so much positivity that it is exploding,
right?
And then it is physically manifesting it in laughter, and it's releasing and letting it out.
That's awesome,
and it feels great. Laughing feels good. Crying, I mean, maybe you feel better after the cry, but but during the cry, it sucks.
You want to laugh or you want to cry?
Right. Like crying is goofy. You got boogies coming out your nose. You look like Niagara Falls coming down. Your makeup's running. You look like the Joker. It's not even Halloween. There's no Batman movie going on right now.
Wow, so serious.
Why so serious? You gotta be like, it looks bad. You're putting Kleenex in business. Their stock market options prices are through the roof. Like it's not helping you, right? Laughing, on the other hand, you pee yourself a little bit, then you laugh a little harder because you peed yourself a little bit. So then you're laughing even more. You're keeping Clorox in business instead of Kleenex because you have to do laundry now. Like it's just all the way around. It's a hot mess.
Right.
And then you get to call your friend and be like, I just peed myself because I was laughing so hard. Now your friend is laughing at you, and and it's positive. Like you're having a laugh. It feels good. And that releases what is that thing that laughing? Endorphins, right?
Yeah.
That actually is like having a cup of coffee. Yep. That'll keep you energized and vitalized for at least, 15, half hour, an hour, whatever it is. And if you could keep that mentality going all throughout the day, and you start that off in the morning, that you choose to have that negative. Well, you don't get to choose to have that negative thought. That negative thought always creeps in. That negativity is always surrounding us. That evil is always surrounding us. It's always going to creep in. You choose to accept it or reject it. You choose to put that positive spin on it and just accept that crap happens and just, oh, well, and then there's your choice. You want to laugh or you want to cry? What do you want to
do? Oh, you know what? Once again, we're gonna leave you guys this week with the quote, and it's from the Dalai Lama, and it's real simple. One small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day, because it's easy for you guys on Friday to come spend an hour of positivity with me and Mr. Sunshine over there, but the rest of the week, we're not. Keep us in your back pocket. Think about it. Start your day off positively. We want to ask you to like, share, and definitely subscribe. We appreciate each and every one of you that watch every week, and the comments that we get. We get some great comments that really help keep us on track. And we will see you guys next week.
Got it. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.